I stumbled upon a picture of beautiful dahlias today, and as soon as I saw this picture I said, I need to paint these. So I took my brushes and I started painting. I recorded the whole process, and in particular today I'm going to show you how to paint these 3 types of dahlias. Are you ready to paint with me? My name is Luisa and this is the Lulu Blue Studio. Let's start painting together. As soon as I looked at this painting on Pinterest, I understood I had to paint these 3 different types of dahlias. So I created this sort of arrangement. I'm gonna keep everything super simple and I'm going to explain you step by step how to paint all of the flowers and the leaves. For the first dahlia, I'm using this flat brush, and I'm using it because it's very simple to create the petals of this dahlia using just the side of this brush. I am mixing mainly Quinacridone Magenta and yellow ochre, and with the side of this brush I'm creating these petals that are very typical of the dahlias. I am taking care to change the color values, so sometimes I'm removing part of the pigment in the cup of water, and sometimes I even mixing more concentrated yellow ochre or magenta in order to create different petals. If you don't have a flat brush, I can recommend you to use a round brush, maybe quite thick in size, for example, a round brush in size 12, to create a very similar effect. Now that the overall shape of this flower has been captured, I'm just going back to the center part of this flower and I'm just adding a little bit more brush strokes of more concentrated Quinacridone Magenta and yellow ochre. I'm switching now to a round brush in size 12, this is a Princeton Heritage, and I'm just using a little bit of Scarlet Red and Lemon Yellow to start to create the center of this dahlia. So in nature exists different type of dahlias, and in this painting I'm collecting 3 different types of dahlias, and that's what I'm aiming to paint. So this second dahlia has a red center and it has a sort of brown base that enhances the red center, and then some shorter petals that are connected to the center. These petals are going to be created in similar colors, so I'm taking a bit of Quinacridone Magenta and yellow ochre, and I'm not being too precise on the shapes of these petals because we're going to add some additional brush strokes when this first layer is going to be completely dry to give a little bit more definition. I'm going to create in the lower part of this painting also a dahlia similar to the one I created in the upper part of the page, and I'm going to use similar colors. If you love painting flowers and you're struggling with your flower compositions, I recommend you to download for free the Beginner's Guide to Watercolor Flower Painting, an ebook I wrote for all the beginners and all the people that would like to paint beautiful flower compositions but don't really know where to start from. You can download it by clicking on the link in the description below. I give you all the information you need to start watercolor painting, information regarding supplies, techniques, but I also show you how to start painting loose style flowers. Back to our painting, at this point I'm creating the 4th flower and I'm placing this flower in the upper right corner of this composition because I want to give it a little bit of balance. And therefore I started to create the red center of this dahlia, and I create all around a few dots with some lemon yellow. While this part is still wet, with the same brush I take a little bit of transparent orange and I started to create the petals. To create these petals, I'm taking advantage of the shape of this round brush and I'm basically touching the paper and I'm using the belly and the tip of this brush to drag the paint onto the paper. I remember to change the color value of this orange. I'm mainly using just one color, which is transparent orange, and I'm working on creating this round shape for this dahlia. And I'm looking at my reference picture and I noticed that this dahlia is looking towards the upper right corner of this page, and therefore I'm creating some petals that are longer, and these petals are in the bottom left part of the dahlia, and some petals are shorter, and these petals are in the upper right part of the dahlia. I'm not adding at this point too many details through the wet on wet technique on the petals of the orange dahlia, because I will want to have more detailed brush strokes when the dahlia is going to be completely dry. And at this point I am adding my last dahlia for this composition, and this dahlia is going to be in the lower right corner of this page, of this composition, and I've decided to create this dahlia in the same color as the upper orange one to give a little bit of more symmetry to this whole composition. I go back with this round brush to the first orange dahlia that I've created, and I'm adding a few brush strokes in more concentrated transparent orange to give more definition to the petals of this flower. To create this effect, you can also use a flat brush, the same brush that we have used in the beginning of this composition, but I just wanted to show you how simple it is to create dahlias with a round brush too. At this point, I'm just adding sort of buds, I think these are still dahlias in the reference picture, of other flowers that are very light in color. And I'm creating these buds using a mixture of very little Mars Black with a little bit of Cobalt Blue. I'm using mainly the tip of my brush to create these small dots, and with the same round brush, I'm then creating the stems of these flowers. I have decided to give the impression that all of these flowers are sort of starting from the main central dahlia that I've created in the center part of this composition, and therefore all of these stems are sort of coming out from the dahlia that I've created in the center. I'm using just the very tip of this brush, and I'm using some Sap Green to create the stems of all of these flowers. If you like this video, press like down below, and also if you want to support me with the creation of other videos like this one, other tutorials, flower tutorials in this style, please subscribe to this channel because it really helps me to create free content for you to watch. Thank you very much. Coming back to our flower composition, I decided to start to create these stems using some Sap Green. Sap Green is a quite bright sort of green that I have on my color palette, and I like to start to create stems with it. But then when it comes to start to create leaves, I've decided to mix it with a little bit of Quinacridone Purple and Quinacridone Magenta. In this way, I'm going to create a sort of dirtier and darker green that I think matches better the colors of the color palette and the colors of the flowers that I've used until now. This in fact comes back to the fact that I'm mixing a little bit of green, Sap Green, with Quinacridone Magenta, for example, that I've used to create the petals of the first dahlia, the central one, but also of the two dahlias that I've created in the left side. And therefore I create a sort of link between the green leaves and the pink flowers that I've created in the center. Also, I think that creating these leaves in a sort of darker green and more muted allows me to create a sort of composition that is more moody or more with autumn vibes, I would say, which fits perfectly the time of the year we are in. So for example, if I were to recreate this flower composition in the summertime and I would like to create a brighter sort of flower composition, I would probably use a mixture of Sap Green with maybe some lemon yellow to create a brighter green that can match differently this sort of composition. So just keep in mind that you can achieve different results with the colors you have on your color palette, and these results are created just by mixing different colors based on which result you want to achieve. The way I'm creating these leaves is quite simple, and basically I am taking advantage of the shape of this round brush and just pressing onto the paper the belly and the tip instead, where I want to achieve a shape of these leaves that is much thinner. I use the belly of this brush instead when I want to create leaves that are a little bit thicker and longer. So play with the tip or with the belly of your brush, any brush you're using, to investigate which sort of brush strokes these brushes can achieve, and therefore which sort of effects you can achieve. And therefore you can create different types of leaves, for example, as I'm doing in this case. At this point, I've decided to brighten up a little bit this composition, just adding a few brush strokes of lemon yellow into the buds that I've created, mixing a little bit of Mars Black and Cobalt Blue. And then I take back my flat brush, and this is the moment where I start to add layers and where I define better the shape of the petals. So if you haven't achieved the shape that you wanted for your dahlias, or if you think that a few petals are not as bright as you would like, remember that in watercolor you can always add a few brush strokes, a few layers, and you can brighten up or highlight petals or leaves as much as you like. So this is what I am doing at this point, and I'm basically mixing mainly Quinacridone Magenta and Scarlet Red to define better the shape of these petals of these dahlias. I'm taking advantage of the wet on wet technique to allow some Quinacridone Magenta to blend together with Scarlet Red while I lay them onto the paper. And for the main flower in the center, I'm mixing mainly Scarlet Red and Quinacridone Magenta, mainly in the center to create the core of this flower. And then I remove part of the pigment in the cup of water, and mainly using water, I'm refining better the shape of the petals. I'm adding a few brush strokes in yellow ochre to give a little bit of more yellow color into this flower. I really like how the mixture of yellow ochre and Quinacridone Magenta gives this sort of pink, and I often use it onto my flower compositions. I then take a round brush in size 6. This is a Princeton Heritage round brush in size 6, and I like to use this one to define a little bit better the center of these flowers, because its bristles are soft, sure, but also stiff enough to be able to create details with a lot of precision. And so I'm refining the center, which was created with a little bit of Scarlet Red, but it also had a little bit of brown, which is a mixture in this case of yellow ochre and Mars Black, to create the base of the center of these dahlias. And I'm pretty satisfied with the outcome of this painting so far. I've decided just to add a few layers and therefore more definition into the petals of the two dahlias, the two orange dahlias that are on the left side of the painting. I really want these flowers to pop from the whole composition, and therefore I want to use bright colors for these flowers compared to the darker and muted colors of the leaves. After I refine the shape of the flowers and I've highlighted a few petals compared to the others, I just take my round brush in size 6 and I just add a little bit more details into the center part of these orange dahlias. I basically brighten up a little bit more the center of these flowers with some lemon yellow and some bright scarlet red. And we are approaching the end of this tutorial. I really enjoyed painting these dahlias, but I would like to hear from you if you like this tutorial and if you painted along. Also, if there are particular flowers that you would like me to paint in some flower composition and to create a tutorial of, please let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching this tutorial and happy painting!